welcome back to the channel. We're going to go over a few things on the Dart, and so here we go. Alright, the electric choke has not been hooked up, and I finally decided that it was time to do that. So I've got that hooked up. It's adjusted. You can see where it's adjusted to. That's right there. There's the middle point. That's working properly. Here's the ground wire going to the coil. This goes into a connection over here that is a keyed switch connector. Plus there's also something else tied in there as well. None of it taxes the system at all. So they're all low voltage. And then the setup for the choke speed is a screw right under here. Right down under here. I don't know if you can see it. And I initially turned it in a half a turn, made a note of it. Didn't do what I wanted it to, so I took it out a half a turn, and it's doing what I want. It's idling at 1500 RPMs, which is what it should factory. I've got this arm set in for a pretty aggressive pretty aggressive shot of this guy right here, for a pretty good shot on the accelerator pump. Look at the accelerator pump, if you can see it, that dark stuff, that's dirt, and so that's obviously been leaking fuel. So I'm going to get that rebuilt at the same time it goes to the chassis dyno. So that's that on that particular item. Hang on a second. All right. Now I got a flashlight, you can kind of see. You can see I had to put in a lot of dents in it. That one there might be a little excessive, but by the time I got done denting all this stuff, I was really to the point I was tired of messing with it. Real tired of messing with it. It's pretty dirty, dusty and dirty. It's got about 5,000 miles on it, approximately. But this water neck is leaking right here. You can see a puddle of antifreeze down there. Right there, and I think there's some on the other side as well. So yep, that's leaking, and see, probably leaking down to there. That looks like that guy's leaking a little bit on me too. Great. So I need to get those changed out, and in the past I've always just drained the bottom and then taken this hose off and you can't get all the water out. And so my idea this time is I'm going to go ahead and run it and get it up to temp, bring it home immediately, and start draining it down at the bottom down there, and hopefully it'll stay hot enough that it'll allow this to go down into the manifold. That's the theory. It's what I'm going to try. We're going to find out. Here's some of the other stuff. Of course, that's rubbing on there. Great. Not too bad though. This linkage, I had to build it. I had to extend this rod and make this little tab put on there to keep these two pieces, where they should be, and it's adjusted properly and works properly. What else we got going on here? Yeah, I've got a problem with it overheating when it gets to about 65 miles an hour sustained, especially on a grade going up. It will start climbing real quickly as far as the temp goes. But if you slow down to 60 or 55, it'll come back to 185, which is normal operating temperature. Now, what I think is the problem, we're going to find out, is the thermostat. This guy right here. Okay, the one that's in it is a high flow. This is a standard. That's 185. This is a 180. I believe it's 180. But I couldn't get it. They either get it 180 or 192 or something like that. This is a 180. Yeah. So, and then that gasket is leaking. So I got it. Oh, bro. All right. That should work. The one I put in it was from the engine assembly kit, and it was considerably thinner than this, and so I suspect that'll fix the problem. The neck, when I got it, of course, there's aftermarket from another country, and so it wasn't flat, so I took it on a whetstone and took it down to where I had it nice and flat. But it's, as you can see, it's leaking anyways. But you know, all this stuff, some of it is, I've used as much of the stock application as I could. That didn't really matter much. I mean, I've got stuff in here that I don't like. I still haven't resolved, which is like right here. I had to got these bushings right here, and that's just ridiculous. And so what happens is this bolt breaks, and so the fix for that is to carry a bolt with me and the tools to fix it, because it'll break. And then the alternator quit on me, the old one, so that's got a new alternator. It's got the deal for the AC, because this was an AC car and will be again someday, maybe, once I get other stuff taken care of. But other than that, yeah, like this, the distributor is the original distributor. This is original bracket, of course, not like the regular coil. This bracket here is aftermarket. That's for the 4-barrel. Original throttle cable. You know, I mean, here's the original water tank, overflow tank. It's there. I have no idea what the hell that thing is. But yeah, since I put in the 4-row radiator, this thing will sit on a 100-degree day and idle through a tank of gas and barely keep the thermostat open. It's like, it doesn't have a shroud. Well, at 35 miles an hour, you don't need a shroud. Shroud's for under 35 miles an hour, because there's enough wind speed coming through that the fan isn't really doing the work anymore. So yeah, that's a 4-row. Cools it right down. I just think it's going through too fast. And so this is an experiment we're going to find out. I'm going to replace all that stuff before I do any tuning on it, so that if it was a tuning issue, I'll know. But if that was the deal, we're going to find out. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's about it for today. See you next time.